So in this video, I'm showing you guys two things, all right? Number one, how I killed this lace wig install. And number two, how a client ran off on me and girl, we had to chase her. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? It's your girl Easy Breezy and we are back with another hair sponsor. Now, I've worked with this company many times. Like, y'all probably see this company on my channel at least once a month. In my opinion, they have some of the best wigs like out, period. So if you guys are interested in their products, I highly recommend. So thank you so much, WowAfrican, for sponsoring this video. They sent me this straight 13x6 lace front wig. Now their wigs are so thick and I feel like that's what separates their wigs from a lot of the other wigs that I get on my channel. So yes, definitely check them out. All right, so let's get into this story, all right? Now, y'all already know, this is shop talk, all right? So whatever happens in the shop stays in the shop. So don't be running your mouth, okay? All right, so in this episode, I'm going to be telling you guys about 2 different times clients done ran off on me after I did their hair. Yes, I said ran off on me after I did their hair and did not pay me. So first story, all right? My shop, I stopped booking appointments because the appointment booking process is just so confusing sometimes, and I'd be so busy at the shop that I can't answer my text messages and call everyone back and stuff like that all day. And girls really don't like it when they can't get their questions answered. So I made a rule that anyone can just come in, like between a certain time window, just come in, we take walk-ins, and that makes my shop run a lot smoother. Now, the ghetto part about that is we did not take no one's information down. We did not make anyone, you know, put their address, phone number, take a picture of their license or nothing like that. And I didn't have people's information in any booking app. So basically, it was just come in, get your hair done, and pay us. So one day, right? We're at the shop waiting for people to come in, you know, waiting for walk-ins, and this girl walks in and, you know, we get up, we greet her. I've never done her hair before. I've never seen her before. You know, she's never tried to book with me, so I have none of her information. All I know is that she needs a closure sewing done. So everything is cool. We start, you know, my assistant starts braiding her hair and I'm getting her closure ready and everything is basically, you know, going smooth like it always does. All right, so the thing about my shop was, right, my shop was in a building of salon suites. So we didn't have a whole separate building. So the structure was everyone had their own room, maybe could fit like 4 or 5 stylists in there. They were like pretty big size rooms. But there was a dryer room inside the shop where people can, you know, take their clients to the dryers and then bring them back to their rooms, because sometimes the dryers took a lot of space in people's rooms and people really didn't like it because it made the rooms hot. So yeah, we had a dryer room in the shop. So at this point, I'm already about to be done with her hair. I sewed in her bundles, you know, all I had to do was mold her down, wrap her up and send her to the dryer room and then flat iron her when she's dry. So I tell my assistant to take her to the dryer room and set her for like 30 minutes. She comes back and then we just, you know, sit down, we're talking, we're chilling, and we're just waiting for the client to get dry. All right, so we're just sitting there chilling or whatever, and all of a sudden, like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm like, okay, like, why are we still here? It's like maybe 45 minutes to an hour later. And I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, we left the client. So I tell my assistant, oh my gosh, can you please go get her? Cause I completely forgot about her. So, you know, I plug in the flat irons and I'm just getting ready to style her. And my assistant walks out the room and she comes back and she has this blank look on her face. And she goes, Breezy, the girl is gone. And I look at her and I'm like, huh? So, I'm like, nah, ain't no way. So we walk over, I get up at this point. So I get up, I go to the dryer room, and I'm looking around, and the girl is nowhere to be found. In that moment, me and my assistant just looked at each other, and we just knew it was about to be on and popping. So at this point, we're looking all around for this girl. We're looking for her in other people's suite. We checked the bathrooms, we checked outside, because ain't no way this girl just ran off on me. All right, so at this point, me and my assistant, we go back to the room, right? And we're like, how are we going to find this bitch? So I'm over here heated, right? Because I can't believe that, this girl really just disrespected me like this. So I'm trying every possible known way to find this girl. So I'm looking through my text messages, and I'm trying to see if I can find a girl that was inquiring about a lace closure sewing. So I'm scrolling through my text messages, and I find this thread that's like, can I come in Wednesday for a lace closure sewing? And it's Wednesday, and the girl got a lace closure sewing. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, bet, found her phone number. So my whole diabolical plan, right, was to use this girl's number to find her name and her address somehow, some way, and pull up at this girl's house. So I ended up posting the number on my Instagram page, and I was like, if anyone finds out this girl's first and last name and her address, I'll send you $100 on Cash App right now. But, in the meantime, I'm still feeling frustrated. I'm angry. I'm feeling defeated. And, people are DMing me with her first and last name, but no one's getting her address. So, I'm like, thank you, but that's not all the information. So my assistant is like, well, I did see her pull up in a blue car. And I'm like, girl, a blue car? Let's go. So me and my assistant, we run out the shop in my Jeep, and we drive down the road looking for blue cars. And when I tell you guys, we were acting like maniacs, all right? Every time I saw a blue car, I would swerve in the other lane, and I would get out the car and see if the girl was in the driver's side. So basically, I did that maybe 4 times. Swerve in the whole other lane, stop traffic, okay? Got out my Jeep to see if it was the girl. So, after those few times, I was just like, damn, we're probably not gonna find this girl. And my assistant was like, yeah, she's long gone. So we go back to the shop, and we're just sitting there. All right. And I, keep checking my phone because I'm waiting on somebody to send me her address, and no one is finding her address. So I'm just like, wow, I really got jugged in the worst way. So basically, after that happened, we never found her. The girl disappeared, never came back with my money, was never to be seen again. So that is what motivated me to make a new rule in my shop for people to have to pay me before I even start on their head. So yeah, I didn't care about no deposit or none of that. I needed the full amount before we could start, because I had too many instances in my career where it will be time to pay, and clients will either lose their card miraculously, or their Cash App would not be working, or all of a sudden their bank isn't working, or something random would happen, or they would just run out, And I was so tired of it. I was fed up to the point where I was just like, never again. So yeah, let's get into story number 2. All right. So this is another situation where a client completely jugged the fuck out of me. But this time, this was a situation that happened years ago, when I was still doing hair out my house. So one time I was doing hair. This was probably I think this was junior year, right? This is junior year in high school in the 11th grade. So I completely skipped out on prom my 11th grade year because I wanted to do hair. And I was a big hustler and I just wanted to make money. I didn't care about going to no damn prom. So, that full week I was doing hair every single day, and it was like a whole bunch of girls from my school coming to my house and getting their $40 sew-ins. So one time this girl came, right, that week, and she got this lace closure sewing, and like my sewings are only $40 at this time. So it's like, come on now, like who don't have $40? And at this time, I didn't collect any like prior payments. So I didn't collect deposits or nothing like that because, what would my deposit be? Like $5? So I did this girl's hair, right? And mind you, like where I did my hair back then, my station was right in front of my garage door. So I did hair in my family room, but that room connected to the garage. So people only had to walk in my house and then walk in my chair. Like you didn't have to walk upstairs, downstairs, through no rooms, nothing like that. So after I was done with this girl's hair, and mind you, wait, I think I should add this. Me and this girl had a class together. Okay, so if there was to ever be a problem with payment, girl, I'm gonna see you the next day. So anyways, back to the story. So I did her hair, and when I was done, she was looking at it and she was, whatever. She didn't say nothing about it. I'm like, are you happy? Do you want me to change anything? And she was like, no, it looks good. And I was like, okay. But it was almost like a weird pause, like a weird silence. And now that I think about it, she was plotting. she was plotting this whole time. But at that moment, I just thought she was like, inspecting her hair. All right. So after that, like weird, awkward silence, like she's like, okay, I'm ready to pay. So she, kind of reaches in her pocket, and then she goes in her purse. And she's like digging in her purse for like 5 minutes straight. And I'm like, okay, this girl is coming with the games because, girl, your purse ain't even that big. Like, why are you looking in this purse for over 60 seconds? So then she starts looking under my couch. Okay, she starts looking under my couch for, I guess, her wallet, right? Then she was looking under my station, and I'm like, what are you looking for? She's like, oh, I can't find my wallet. So at this point, I'm like, wow, she just came with the games. Then she goes in my kitchen. Okay. She goes in my kitchen and starts looking in my kitchen for her wallet. I'm like, girl, you ain't even stepped foot in my kitchen. So at this point, she's looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And well, honestly, am I looking like Boo Boo the Fool? Because how could I let a girl do me like this? So we're both like, okay, so what next? So the girl's like, well, can I please like go home and then pay you, or like bring some money from home because I can't find my wallet? And I'm like, okay. So long story short, right? She went to prom, and the next Monday she still didn't hit me up, about the money or whatever. And by like later on that week, I'm like, oh, hell nah. Like, no. So I texted her phone and I'm like, basically, next time I see you at school, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, period. Don't fucking play with me. I'm gonna beat your ass. And y'all, she got scared and she came to my house and brought me the cash. So one thing I will say is, out of my whole 10 to maybe 15 year, I don't even know how long it was, probably like 10 to 12 year career, I've been jugged, disrespected, ran off on about 5 times. Yeah, about 5 times, maybe 6. I'm not sure. I have to think about it. But every single time I remember that experience so vividly because the disrespect was just so like crazy that I remember each experience like it was yesterday. So listen, if there are any stylists that are watching this video that have a story like this, go ahead and comment below because we need to talk about this, all right? And if there are any clients that ever got their hair done and did not pay their stylist for any reason, come here. I want to talk to you real quick. So thank you so much, WowAfrican, for sponsoring this video with this beautiful, thick, soft lace front wig. If you guys want this exact unit, I'm going to put all the information in the description below. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you go ahead and do that and turn on your notifications. See y'all later.